What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of the Cali Kid Official Podcast. This is episode number 37. So let's get right into it. So last week I said that I was going to get into the Blackpink album as well as the 21 Savage project. So first up, we're going to get into the Blackpink album. This is their debut album. They've released an EP in the past, but this is their first full-length album project. So yeah, as I was saying, this is their first full-length album project. It's 8 songs. It features appearances from Selena Gomez as well as Cardi B. I want to talk about a couple of standout lines from the project. So on the song Pretty Savage, Lisa says, "If you mad, stay mad. We are not alike." So this is basically, addressing the haters and the naysayers. They discussed this topic briefly throughout the project, as you will come to see. If you haven't already listened to it, I suggest you guys listen to the project. And then on the song Love to Hate Me, Rose Jenny say, "Kind of sad that you always been like that. See me making waves and you don't like that." So this right here speaks to someone hating on their success. They don't like that they've made strides in their career, and maybe this person is feeling insecure and they feel as though that they're being left behind, so they're being negative towards their success. But Rose and Jenny is saying, it's a shame that you feel that way because it shouldn't be like that. And those are some of the things that happens when you achieve some type of success. You're always going to have those type of people. But moving on, they also said well, Jizzo, Rosie, and Lisa on Love to Hate Me, they say, "Wake up, yeah, make up, maybe. I need you, nah. I've been good lately. Blowing up, working busy." So right now, they're basically saying that they've been so busy with work and stuff that they don't really have time for negativity and people that's not going to support them, in what they're doing, which I can feel that. And then further in the song, Jizzo, she says, "I'm gonna let you fade into the background, baby. All my shows are getting too loud. Keep on turning it up when you want me down." So basically, she's talking about, her success. Things are moving up for them. The person that she's talking to is kind of like iffy on that, and then they're not too much liking that. So she's saying, you can keep, hating and everything all you want, but I'm gonna keep doing me, keep making this money, keep being successful, and keep doing me. And it's up to you whether or not you're gonna support me or not, because in reality, I could care too less for that. So overall, as you can see, they address the haters a lot throughout on this project. And then we get to the song "You Never Know." This song, I would say, is like one of the most introspective, emotionally, and vocally charged songs on the entire project. And basically, they talk about, all the things people say in the media, and that in reality, they don't understand what it's like to be in their shoes, and that if they were in their shoes, they wouldn't be saying those type of things. So I wanted to break down some of the lyrics from that song. So it says, "On a day when I laughed hard, why is the night darker? It keeps bringing me down, down, down. The words that everyone said so easily. Maybe you can hear it soon. I've heard enough. I heard enough of the things that I'm not." So yeah, basically a bunch of people saying things that aren't true because they don't have an idea of what's actually going on. So they're just making assumptions. Down the chorus, Rose says, even if the whole world changes, I'm still the same. I dreamed of this path I walked as it was in. The first time I danced every day, I was left there." So basically, she's saying she foresaw this success and that she's going to continue on this path. And then on the chorus, Jenny and Jizzo, they say, "But you'll never know unless you walk in my shoes. You'll never know my tango string, because everybody sees what they want to see. It's easier to judge me than to believe. The old thoughts I hid deeply, sometimes grabbing me and tormenting me. The more I do, I'm a shine, baby. You know they ain't got a shot on me." So yeah, they're discussing the naysayers and whatnot and saying that it's easy to throw stones when you're not actually living this life and this lifestyle. So throughout this song, they basically talking about it, and I would say that this is their most introspective song on the entire project. And overall, the project was sonically dope. I love the instrumentation. Their vocals was dope as well. I noticed a lot of different hip hop influences on the album. Certain songs had the heavy 808s, um, like on the song "Pretty Savage" and "How You Like That." I love the vocals on "Bet You Wanna." And my favorites from the album were "How You Like That," "Ice Cream," "Pretty Savage," "Bet You Wanna," and "Lovesick Girls." I've also already done reactions to um, "How You Like That," "Ice Cream," and "Lovesick Girls." And overall, I gave the project a 7 out of 8, which comes out to an 87.5%. So overall, this was a great body of work. If you haven't heard that album, I suggest you guys go listen to it. And yeah, that is my review for the Blackpink album. But moving on from that into 21 Savage and Metro Boomin's follow up to their mixtape Savage Mode, we get Savage Mode 2. 15 songs. The cover art basically pays a tribute to the Southern music. If you look at it, it's very similar to that of both Cash Money Records and No Limit Records, as they hired the person that did those album covers as well, so they're kind of like paying homage in that way, which I thought was dope. And then like on the intro of the album, as well as on other songs on the album, they have Morgan Freeman narrating certain parts, which I thought was pretty cool. So overall, the features, we get Morgan Freeman, we get Drake, we get Young Thug, and we get Young Nudie. On the song Glock in My Lap, 21 says, "I can't smoke my ops because all my ops are dust." So basically he's saying everybody that he ain't had beef with, is no more. So that right there basically just says it all. Then we get into the song Mr. Right Now. This was probably like the most controversial of the songs because it had that Drake line about him dating SZA. But this song in particular, there's a lot of R&B references. Like they say, she want me to fuck her to Beyonce straight up, but I don't treat her like she my fiance. On God, make that thing sing like Sade, 1942. It ain't no Chardonnay. Slip and slide like a waterfall straight up. You need some TLC. We can creep if you want. So basically, right here, they making references to R&B legend Sade, as well as the R&B group TLC with their hit singles Waterfall and Creep. And then, of course, Beyonce as well. So I thought that was pretty cool. Then we get into the Drake reference. He says, says she want to fuck to some SZA. Wait, because I used to date SZA back in '08. If you cool with it, baby. She can still play while I jump inside that box and have a field day. I'm the slow stroke king. Hit me anytime, and my goal is to get you to the finish line. So this was like the most controversial part, and then SZA has basically come out and confirmed it. People was trying to say that he was some type of creep or whatever because of the alleged age that she was, but she said that she was over the age of 18 when they actually dated. So that basically cleared that up. Let's see, what else was they talking about on here? I think that was pretty much it on that record. Yeah. All right, so then we get into the song Stepping on Niggas. This one uses like an 80s, 90s West Coast type of style. Um, we get the old school scratching. And in the way 21 Savage is rapping on his record is very reminiscent of Eazy-E. If you listen to it, it kind of sounds like cruising down the street in my 6'4" in a bit, the way he's rapping. And then we get to RP Love. This is by far my favorite song on the entire album. And on this record, he's basically talking about losing friends and falling out of love due to, situations that happen. Like, I think possibly this song was talking about him and Amber Rose and how they were being unfaithful with one another. And he was saying that he may have cheated, but he didn't bring it home. And then at one point, um, he smelt the dude's cologne on her and stuff like that. Shit was crazy. But let's get into this song. So let's see here. Let's see. So it says, yeah, rest in peace to love, October 22nd, 1992 to July 8th, 2009. You will be missed forever. Rest in peace to love, I gave up a long time ago, straight up. Hard times, everybody left. I'm the one you counted on. I'm the one you counted on, 21. My shoulder took a lot of tears, would have swore it was like falling on shit brazy. I'll be crying on the inside and smiling when the camera's on. Yeah, because he had lost a lot of people to the streets. Yeah, he's talked about that a lot. Then he said, on verse 1, he says, would have never went against you ever. I even tried to make the grudge settle, straight up. Yeah, I heard that you slept with a couple fellas. Still treated you like a virgin because I know you better. When she suck it, take my soul. She a whole devil. So this was like a double entendre. You know, you sell your soul to the devil, and he's equating that to, you know, her giving him head is like her taking his soul. Then he says, bought a wagon and I covered it with rose petals. She didn't think I was romantic because I'm so ghetto. So yeah, he's talking about Amber with this one. Because if you go back to the relationship, he was doing a lot of things that some might say isn't the aesthetic of a gangster. Like he was walking with her with the slut walk and all that stuff. But those are some of the concessions you make when you're in a relationship with someone that you love. Then he says, I got a Patek and a Birkin. It was fundamental. Then the situation took a U-turn. Foundation crumbled and the roof burned. So this is when they were having troubles within the relationship. I ain't perfect. I was sliding like an earthworm. So basically he's saying that he was cheating, but I never ever brought the dirt home. So right here, he's equating to an earthworm in the dirt. So him in the streets cheating. Then he says, man, we both played each other. You was worse though. Always blaming me because I did it first though. So he cheated on her first and then she retaliated. You started sleeping with your phone and your purse though. And you had that pussy nigga fragrance on your skirt, no. Oh, on your skirt, hoe, punk bitch. So yeah. He was saying, although I was cheating, I wasn't bringing it home and rubbing it in your face. That's basically what he's saying right here. Rest in peace to love, I gave up a long time ago. Hard times, everybody left. I had your back, you put a knife in mine, now I'm scarred. If you was finna lose your life, I would've gave you mine. I sit back and reminisce sometimes, just be thinking you know about the old days. I used to drink my syrup while you drank your wine, my old ways. So he used to drink a lean while she drink wine. Can't believe what we came to. You won't believe what the fame do. We ain't together, any problems, I still came through. So he's saying even though that they wasn't together, if anything was to pop up, he would be there. Then he says, heard he put his hands on you. That's what lames do. So basically he's saying that the guy that she's with now put his hands on her. So he's talking about AE. Got my first taste of love and I thank you. Savage, never let another woman taint you. Falling victim to my feelings, something I can't do. Get revenge on every bitch, even if it ain't you. So yeah, she broke his heart. She basically broke his heart on that record, which is crazy. But overall, the project was dope. It was well worth the well worth the wait. My favorites on this was Glock in My Lap, Mr. Right Now, Rich Nigga Shit, Mini Man, which was like an homage to 50 Cent. Stepping on Niggas, which that was just disrespectful. Brand New Draco and RP Love. And overall I gave the project 13 out of 15, which comes out to an 87%. So overall, dope project. If you haven't heard it, I suggest you guys go listen to it, support that. But that's going to pretty much do it for my review of that album. But moving on from that into society. So the FBI basically stopped a kidnap plot attempt by some right-wing civilians. They were trying to kidnap the Michigan governor, which is crazy. So it goes on to say 6 right-wing men named Adam Fox, Ty Garbin, Caleb Franks, Daniel Harris, Brandon Caserta from Michigan, and Delaware resident Barry Croft plotted to kidnap Democrat Governor Gretchen Whitmer. The plot included plans to overthrow several state governments that the suspects felt violated the U.S. Constitution. And basically, since Trump has become president, these type of incidents have basically spiked up, and it's only going to get worse. With this upcoming election, there's a lot of uncertainty with the country right now. So, these are the type of things that then spike due to them seeing Trump as like their leader and whatnot. But these are the people that they arrested. So from left to right, these is all the people. It says, according to the sworn affidavit by the FBI, an undercover law enforcement source attended a June meeting in Dublin, Ohio, where a group of Michigan-based militia members discussed overthrowing state governments that they believe are violating the U.S. Constitution. A lot's been going on in Ohio, right? Because, they found those kids in Ohio as well. So the FBI have been in that state a lot due to these different incidents popping up. It goes on to say several members talked about murdering tyrants or taking a sitting governor, the charging document states. In one video, a suspect denounced the state's role in deciding when to reopen gyms during the coronavirus lockdown. The men met in a basement that was accessed by a trapdoor hidden under a rug, investigators say. Their phones were gathered and placed in another room to avoid secret recordings, but the undercover FBI source was wearing a separate recording device. So basically, there was some amateurs. 13 people were arrested by investigators. Let's see here. These six were named as, those are the people I was just talking about, was raided by authorities on Wednesday. The other 7 faced charges of terrorism and gang-related offenses in state court in connection with the alleged abduction plot. They are Paul Beller, Sean Fix, Eric Molitor, Michael Knoll, William Knoll, so those must be brothers or something, or father and son. Pete Musico and Joseph Morrison. The group wished to gather about 200 men to storm the Capitol building and take hostages, including the governor. They hope to enact their plan before the November presidential election. If that failed, they plan to attack the governor at her home. Yeah. This shit is crazy. The accused coordinated surveillance of the governor's vacation home, said the U.S. Attorney for the Western District of Michigan, adding that they also planned Molotov cocktail attacks on police officers, purchased a taser, and pooled their funds to purchase explosives and tactical equipment. So they was gearing up for war. And you got other groups that's probably plotting similar things. That's why, now that this has happened, I'm pretty sure different government officials are going to have like security details on them now, because you had that judge that was attacked at her home, and then you got people trying to kidnap governors and stuff because they don't like the way that they're running things and whatnot. It says the accused held weapons in several states and at times attempted to create bombs. So yeah, that's domestic terrorism. Michigan Attorney General Dana Nessel said that separate to the kidnapping charges, 7 members of the Wolverine Watchmen militia will be charged by the state with gang affiliation and providing material support to terrorists. Ms. Nessel said that the arrested militia members hope to start a civil war. And then you had that guy on World Star talking about, if Trump don't win, I'm going to start a civil war and stuff. So all this stuff is connected. Social Media's Boogaloo problem. It's been reported that these men have links to a militia group called the Boogaloo Boys. This is a movement that has grown online. A lot of these groups do their recruiting online through social media. It's actually quite hard to describe the motives of the group. It's not right-wing in a traditional sense. Members of the movement are vehemently against law enforcement. Some have been arrested for killing police officers. So yeah, they own some shit. Broadly speaking, they are extremist libertarians. Think Timothy McVeigh, the Oklahoma City bomber with guns. The term boogaloo is usually a reference to a civil war. They have an entrenched hatred of big government. Confusingly, they are also often pro-Trump, though not exclusively, hence why their ire is often focused on state rather than federal government. But federal government will be bigger than state government. Social media took a long time to act. Facebook removed a number of Boogaloo groups in June, including groups that these men were allegedly part of. Yeah, that shit is crazy. So basically, they equating her to Hitler because of the lockdowns. People are upset over the lockdowns. Well, this virus ain't going anywhere. People can say it's a hoax or more people die from the flu or whatever, but people are still getting sick and dying from it regardless. And until it's properly contained, states are going to proceed with caution. So, yeah, this whole shit is crazy. I'm pretty sure there's going to be more details um, in this case as, as he probably gets closer to, arraignment and then ultimately a trial. But this shit is crazy. This shit is crazy. But moving on from that, is looking like Tory Lanez is going to be facing charges for an alleged shooting with Meg. This dates back to the incident that occurred in July. So as of today, it says that he's being charged with assault with a semi-automatic firearm and carrying of an unregistered firearm. He faces up to 22 years and 8 months, and the arraignment is set for October 13th, which is next week, which I believe will be either Tuesday or Wednesday. And the feds are asking for a $1.1 million bail. So, as I was saying, everything is going to play out in court. So, once we get all the facts and stuff in court, then that's when we'll actually have some semblance of what actually happened, because the details have been hazy on both sides. Stories didn't change multiple times. So it's just one big clusterfuck, if you ask me. And the way that Tory's been speaking, he feels as though that he didn't do anything and that he's ultimately going to escape these charges. So, it is what it is. I've already said everything I had to say about this this incident in the past. So, that's pretty much all I got to say about that. So, moving on from that into sports. So tonight is looking like the Lakers are looking to close out Miami. They're going to be wearing their mama jerseys, because they want this. This season's pretty much dedicated to him, because as you know, Kobe, he lost his life in that tragic incident, and this is like, been their rallying cry. So I expect the Lakers to take care of business and them to take home another title. So that game is set to tip off tonight, I believe, at 6 p.m. Pacific Coast time, 9 p.m. Eastern time. So we'll just have to see what plays out on the next podcast. And in the NFL, it's looking like the COVID is having a dramatic effect on the NFL. Several teams and players have come down with it. I know my Patriots, they've been getting hit by it. First our star quarterback Cam Newton, he came back with a positive test. He's one is known as asymptomatic, and then a week or so after that, Stephon Gilmore then got it. So it's like it's slowly picking teams apart. I know there's been an outbreak with the Tennessee Titans, the Steelers, several different players, have gotten it, and it's like slowly popping up throughout the NFL. So this is kind of like I feel as though hopefully it doesn't end the season, but it's looking like is slowly making its way around the NFL, which isn't good. And for what I've been reading, a lot of teams haven't been really following the protocols, particularly the Titans, and it's being discussed whether or not the Titans are going to be facing punishment for not strictly following the rules. Because earlier in the season, you had coaches not really wearing their masks and they were being fined and whatnot. So hopefully everybody that's been affected by this, they recover, and we'll just have to see what happens with that going forward. But moving on from that into boxing, we got a couple of great fights coming up with Gervonta Davis is going to be facing Leo Santa Cruz October 31st at the Alamo Dome, and it will be for 2 titles. Davis will be putting up his lightweight WBA title, and Cruz will be putting up his WBA super featherweight title. So I believe that's going to be fought at 130 pounds. So this should be a dope fight. Both are exciting fighters. Davis, he like to knock his opponents out. If you look at their tell of the tape, Davis sports a 23-0 record. Santa Cruz sports 37 wins, 1 loss, 1 draw. Davis has 22 knockouts, so that's about a 95.65% KO ratio. Santa Cruz 48.7. Davis outweighs him by about 4 pounds. Cruz got him in height by 2 inches, and he got him in reach by 2 inches. Cruz is orthodox, and Davis is southpaw. Cruz is 7 years older, so this should be a pretty interesting fight, and I'm looking forward to this. And then the other fight we get is Ryan Garcia versus Luke Campbell. Luke Campbell is the upstart from the UK. So they're going to be fighting for the interim lightweight title, and I'm guessing the winner from this fight will face Devin Haney for his belt. So yeah, let's see here. Let's see. Yeah, it says, more important, Campbell remains determined to finally add a world championship as a pro, and the winner of the December 5th fight will be within reach of current WBC title holder Devin Haney. So that's what I'm guessing this is. The winner of this will face Devin Haney. So there's a lot on the line with this. I know a lot of people have been wanting to see Garcia and Haney fight. So this should be interesting as well. I believe I've seen Luke Campbell fight before. To me, he kind of seems a little bit stiff. So I think with Garcia's speed and youth, I think he has an edge in this. But, Luke, he got the experience as well. So this should be a pretty interesting fight, to say the least. But moving on from that into television, so we see the return of 2 shows. Supernatural just returned on Thursday. This is the final season, as you know, that they're facing off against Chuck, aka God or whatever. So we'll have to see how they decide to end the series. And then we get the return date for the ABC series For Life is set to return November 18th. This is a show about the guy that became a lawyer and was unfairly charged for crimes related to drug dealing and whatnot that he didn't actually do. So we get the return of that, so that should be interesting as well. But that's going to pretty much do it for this week's podcast. I appreciate you all for tuning in. If you're listening on Anchor, Spotify, and everywhere else, I appreciate you all for listening. If you're watching on YouTube, I appreciate you as well. Make sure you leave a like and a comment below. And until the next one, peace.